Alright, we got another video issue I want to talk about. One of our subscribers asked, how am I going to cope if I was to leave? So we're going to make a checklist here. Are you prepared to leave the Matrix? There's a checklist. 1. Your family members are all fake AI. Can you cope with that? What if I told you everybody in your family, including your children, your sister, everybody except you, you're real, but everybody else is fake? And the part of you that is real is not your body. It is your consciousness that's real. Everything else is fake. How do you take that? How do you feel? Leave a comment in the section below. How do you feel if I told you that all the time you've been here was a lie, was fake, was a dream world? You paid me to come here. You know, it's what you wanted. It was on contract. In fact, when you leave, I'm more than happy to give you a copy of the contract you signed all those years ago. What if your spouse is a fake AI? You know, you wonder why your wife is always saying the same thing every day. Rah, 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 rah. Do this, do that. Bah, bah, bah. What do you think she's always saying the same thing? Is there some? Don't you start suspecting? Hey, I think there's something wrong with my wife. I think she's fake. I think she's a robot. Why do you think so many people from Australia, they all go to Thailand at age 35, 36 and divorce, and they'd rather go out with a later boy and divorce their divorced wife, right? 3. Everything is fake, including your career. Everything is fake. The very air you're breathing, your boss is fake. Everything's fake. Some of the other things to look at. You worry about the unknown in the real world because you've been away for so long, and the world has changed a lot since you guys been away. Some of you have been away for 180 years. Some of you have been away for 201 years. Some of you don't even remember you have a cyber body, and you'll still think you're fooled into thinking you have flesh, bones and blood. You do back here, but it's all synthetic. That's the only difference. And then you get scared. You're like, oh my god, that's so scary. How's it scary? You've had it for a long time. You know, you're the one that got the procedure to get eternal life. It's almost like saying, I own a car and my car's still there. Oh my god, a car's so scary. I've never driven a car before, when you've actually driven one for ages. You've just forgotten. That's all. Some of you are here in the game because you don't have a family in real life. That's why you want to have a virtual family in the game, to have that experience, so you don't feel, you know, a life of regret. Now, let's talk about the story with Frankie, the guy who wanted to leave, and he did leave momentarily. What are some of the issues we've been facing? The thing about Frankie is, he says he wants to leave. That's what his mouth said. But deep in his heart, he thinks he's got a bunch of things he wants to do here. So what did he go and do the other day that really pissed me off? I asked him about the whole, when's he going to come in for the next rehabilitation session. He was only able to see 30% the other day. He didn't quite see everything. He only saw my assistant up close. He didn't see me. He didn't see the room. He only just saw my assistant. You know, I was about to hand him his cell phone, but he disconnected before he held on the phone for too long and fell back down to the virtual world again. What a pity. He was able to do it for about 10-15 minutes for his first time. That's pretty good. I can't stress enough that you cannot have any attachments whatsoever to the virtual world. Otherwise, you just keep falling back down into the virtual world. Neither can you continue to have any desire for the virtual world. As long as you have that clear understanding, you can then do the normal things you would do in the virtual world. So what happened when I was asking Frankie about his next rehab session? What did he reply to me? He said, oh no, I'm too busy. I gotta go on a couple of dates with a couple of girls. I gotta go out with my friends. I wanna see a movie. I gotta do this and that. Oh, how about Saturday? And I was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Like, what if I was a doctor telling you you've got terminal cancer and you need to come see me immediately as soon as possible, and then suddenly you're telling me, no, I gotta go see my friends, I gotta go see a movie, I gotta go on multiple dates with these girls. I was like, are you stupid or something? Right now, that Frankie guy isn't that safe at the moment because he hasn't exactly seen anything past 30%. He hasn't even stood up. He hasn't even been able to walk. That is not safe. And we haven't done his documents yet. We've got to give him his paperwork. It's a bunch of things we've got to sort out. I'm like, I've got a lot of people I need to save, man. You can't just keep wasting my time and taking your time as if I owe you something. I don't owe you shit. There's a lot of getting used to when you come back It's a bit more than just seeing the heads-up display interface, trying to get used to that, trying to move around. It's a bit more than that. You know, you got to understand what's going on in the real world. What's the political system like going on right now? There's lots of changes that's been happening that I haven't spoke of. I mean, what about political changes? Are people okay with that? If people aren't and they get scared and they want to crawl back to the virtual world, I'm just like, well, what's wrong with you? Some people have other backgrounds. Some people are born in rich families in the game, but they're poor as hell in the real world. They're nobodies. Suddenly they're coming here talking like I owe them something when they paid me nothing, and then they're trying to back orders around. I'm just like, well, who are you? I could have just changed my mind and ripped out your cyber brain and trashed it. Then you ain't coming back, are you? I don't see somebody talking big to me when it's a blessing to get them back into the real world. Now the other thing I want to talk about is the changes in politics. Are people okay with changes in politics? The world is very different from what you think you know, what you used to know in the virtual game world, because that's just a game. It's not the real world.